Hello everyone, I am Srija Alam and I'm a Cloud DevOps Architect at Fortinet. In this video, we will watch how to use organizational units with FortiWeb Cloud. This applies mostly for MSSP customers. However, if you're a large, medium, or small enterprise and you want to use role-based access controls, you can apply this use case as well. Here is a demo overview where we'll cover MSSP customer use case. We will allocate FortiWeb Cloud assets, licenses, which is also a FortiFlex token for end users, organizations through FortiCloud. We will create IAM-based access to users that are part of organizational units and sub-organizational units. The IAM-based access control will help to separate environments, will give RBAC control, and then hierarchical management. And then finally, we will apply FortiFlex token to each of these organizational units or sub-organizational units. But what is FortiFlex? FortiFlex delivers usage-based cybersecurity licensing designed to provide organizations with the flexibility to right-size their services and spend in securing their multi-cloud, hybrid cloud, and hybrid mesh firewall environments. It will help to increase and decrease capacity and services as you go without any procurement hassles. Now, this same use case will also apply to other licensing options like bring your own license or hardware as well. Here is the simple hypothetical use case that I'll walk over in the demo. We have Fortinet Healthcare as the level 1 MSSP organizational unit. The Fortinet Healthcare manages two different hospitals. One is at the level 2, which is the City Hospital and Downtown Clinic. But within City Hospital being a big hospital, they have administration department and cardiology department, whereas Downtown Clinic being small in size, they only have outpatient services. Now, each of these OUs and sub-OUs have different users with different permissions or different roles. And we need to make sure we have the users with correct permission profiles. So I, Srija, manage the MSSP, so have access to all the sub-OUs and OUs. However, Ella belongs to City Hospital, she's the master account users, and David and Liam, they manage different departments within City Hospital, but David only needs administrative access, whereas Liam needs FortiWeb Cloud access because he's the technical engineer over there. The same applies for Nora. Nora belongs to Downtown Clinic and she's the master user where she has access to asset management and FortiWeb Cloud, but Sophia only needs FortiWeb Cloud access because she's also the technical engineer at the outpatient services. Like I mentioned before, we will use permission profiles. We will create different profiles for each of these users and will provide access to different portals like FortiFlex, FortiWeb Cloud, asset management, etc., depending on their role and profile. Just to go over again, the master user will have access to create FortiFlex tokens, assets, FortiWeb Cloud portal, IAM, etc., whereas the asset management profile will only have access to asset management, FortiWeb Cloud to only FortiWeb Cloud portal. Now, once you purchase the FortiCloud premium license, we need to enable organizational features. In order to enable organization features, we'll log in as root user, we'll go into my account, and then go into my account IAM version as shown on the screen. And then once that opens up, we'll go into account preferences on the left. We will enable organization features. We will only see this option again once you purchase the FortiCloud premium license. We will create here the organization name. In this case, the MSSP is Fortinet Healthcare. We'll give a description, create organization, and then now we start adding sub-OUs here. All we have to do is right click and then add a sub-OU. Make sure we see the parent OU name is Fortinet Healthcare, and then we create City Hospital under the parent organizational unit. Likewise, we will also add sub-OUs where the parent organization unit changes to City Hospital now, and then we have administration department and also the cardiology department. Let's also continue by adding the sub-OU at level 2, which is the Downtown Clinic, and then we add sub-OUs within Downtown Clinic, which is the outpatient services. In this case, it's just one. So let's repeat the same steps if you have more. Let's now create permission profiles. Here, we will create a master user profile. And then we give a description. Make sure we select the type to be organization. And then within the portal, we want the master user to have access to everything. So if we select asset management, FortiFlex, FortiWeb Cloud, and IAM. Within these portals, we can also make sure we change read-only, read-write, or no access permissions for these users. We will continue to create other permission profiles. We will create one for asset management. We will make sure the type is organization. We will add portal, for example, FortiFlex and asset management with read only at FortiFlex and then read only for asset management as well. We will also create a FortiWeb Cloud access profile with read-write permissions to all the FortiWeb Cloud modules. We'll continue to move into the organization service of FortiCloud. We'll create a new member account. In my case, all the employees have a real email. So I'm checking that box that I want to use a real email. And I want to make sure Ella here is associated with City Hospital. I will fill in all the geographical information and then click submit. We will also repeat the steps for all other users and we make sure they are associated with the correct sub-OUs. I'm going to fast forward through the steps to save time on this video, but again, make sure create new member accounts and associate them with the right sub-OUs. Now let's move into the IAM part of the FortiCloud. Under IAM, we select users and then we do add new. We add Ella as an IAM user, but make sure we assign her with the master user permission profile that we created in the previous step. Since Ella have an email ID, I'm using the same as her username. We fill in the full name and follow the subsequent steps here. In the next steps, we make sure we select the type to the organization. We want to make sure the IAM user group to be turned no, and then we select the organization scope here. And since Ella belongs to City Hospital, we select that as her permission scope. And now let's assign the permission profile which we created in the previous steps and make sure all the permissions look right to you. Once the IAM user is created, we will generate a password reset link for Ella to reset her password and log into this IAM user account. We will copy the reset link and make sure we send it to Ella through some secure email. But for now, since we also have another users, let's start by adding David, Liam, Sophia, Nora, and repeat the steps just like before. Here is the time to make sure we create right users and assign them to correct permission scope and also assign them a right permission profile. We can also change the permission profile after we create users. So now in this step, I'm making sure to create David, Nora, Sophia, and Liam to have their respective permission profiles as defined on my presentation. All right, I have created all my users and I have also assigned them right permission profiles. I'm going to generate a password for Sophia. I'll copy the reset link and send her through email. Say Sophia received the email and she's resetting the password here. Nora has completed resetting her password as well. Now she's logging into FortiCloud portal through the IAM login tab. Once logged in, Nora needs to make sure she verifies her email by getting the verification code and to type in the CAPTCHA. Once Nora completes the verification steps and log into FortiCloud portal, she can see both the downtown clinic and outpatient services here. Because Nora is a master user of downtown clinic, she can also see the outpatient services sub-OU. Meanwhile, Sophia, the security engineer, wants to onboard an outpatient services application to FortiWeb Cloud so that the WAF can start inspecting the traffic. However, since there is no license allocated and Sophia do not have access to FortiFlex, she requested Nora to create a token for her. Nora has now navigated to FortiFlex portal where she's going to create a configuration for FortiWeb Cloud, and also once a configuration is created, she will create a Flex entitlement. Nora gives a unique name to this configuration, and since FortiWeb Cloud is part of the cloud services, since it's SaaS as a service, Nora is going to pick cloud services and also select FortiWeb Cloud from the options. Here, Nora will input the average throughput required by the two applications here, and then she's going to create a Flex entitlement by utilizing the previous configuration. Nora also have an option to input the number of Flex entitlements required. In this case, she only needs one. She also select the termination mode, whether it has to follow the program end date or a user-defined date. Once the entitlement is submitted, we should see a token that gets created. In my case, I already have an existing one, so I get this error. In my case, I have an existing entitlement which is stopped, so I'm going to click on that and reactivate. Once I reactivate, I get here an error that my configuration do not exist, so I need to make sure the configuration I have attached this entitlement to is enabled as well. That's it. We see there is a serial number that is created and the reactivation is complete and the token is successfully activated back again. Since Nora assigned this license to outpatient services, she let Sophia know that she can now start onboarding these applications. When Sophia logs into FortiCloud portal at support.fortinet.com, we can see that everything else except organizations and FortiWeb Cloud is grayed out for her since she do not have that permissions. She can see some basic information about the MSSP OU, and when she navigates to FortiWeb Cloud, she has an option to select her own org. We can see that Sophia can verify that a contract is assigned to outpatient services, which was assigned by Nora before, that she can onboard one application. Now Sophia will proceed to create an application here under the outpatient services, where she's going to onboard the outpatient services portal, and it only takes 5 steps to onboard the application on FortiWeb Cloud. Now let's continue to see if we can log in as Ella, who is the master user of City Hospital, and make sure she can see both the administration and cardiology departments, which are the sub-OUs of City Hospital. We see that since Ella is a master user, she have access to all different portals, and now she can also see different sub-OUs under City Hospital. Now Ella can also create a FortiFlex token since David only has read-only access to the asset management and FortiFlex portal. Ella is going to repeat the same steps as Nora in order to create FortiFlex tokens, and if you see, she also has options to create tokens for other products within the Fortinet portfolio. Now the token that was created by Ella is assigned as a contract to FortiWeb Cloud, but now let's confirm to log in as David to the IAM account and make sure David can see the token that was created by Ella and he have only read-only access to FortiFlex portal. Once David, the asset management person, is logged in, there is no FortiWeb Cloud access, but he can see the FortiFlex portal, and when he switch into the right FortiFlex program, we can see the configuration that was created by Ella, and David do not have any write access here. Since we have assigned FortiWeb Cloud Access Portal to Liam, Liam should now be able to onboard the applications onto FortiWeb Cloud Portal. This way, MSSPs can create users and assign different permission profiles and also create flex tokens, transfer assets and licenses between OUs and sub-OUs. Thank you so much for watching.